Hello everybody, this is Simeonski again, and today I'm gonna show you how to make landscapes in a believable, good way and also go through some of the specifics that you need to think about when doing this. Let's go! So there are some different ways to create landscapes in Rec Room. For now, I will try to take you a little bit into my process, how I would be doing it. And I would try to use all the different ways people are building landscapes, so they will come in. So of course you can build landscapes just with tubes and paint them and everything. That's a possibility, you could do that, but it's not very wise, and I'll tell you later why. So how I would always start is with cubes, and connect them to the grid. And what you can do is you can start with a simple plane that you put in your room. Like make it a small one that you can reach, maybe even smaller than this. This is one way to do it. So you start with a plane. Maybe to make it easier, we can color this already with green, some kind of green and material grass, just to be precise. So you have a grass material here now, and it's green. So this is how you could start. And then you can build your landscape in a small form factor here on this, directly on this thing. So for example, what I want to do now is I want to create some hills around this area, maybe a little bit of a higher plane that you can do. One thing to notice if you build hills in Rec Room, especially if you want to build hills that you want to go up to, you could of course just place a sphere here, then you have a hill. But if you want to climb this hill, this is a little bit complicated, because these things, I don't know about the spheres, maybe the spheres are kind of okay, but if you would do this with a tube, like this, it's here now, but they have really strange colliders, so you might want to think to use these for hills that you maybe don't want to be able to walk on, maybe some hills in distance. So that's why I will, for now, just for now, you can already see it's connecting really badly. I will for now just do something that I normally do if I want to have a hill. Here, let's have a second. I will have a hill, but I will have a little hill here. So how you can do this in a good way that will also be walkable is by cloning and flipping this. Transform. Turn off the snapping, and then just maybe this is too high. Yeah, just move this a little bit, and then you also have to be precise. Oh no, you don't have to. You can just move it in here, and then you have something going up here. Like you could also do this here, and then put something in between here. But I will just do it like this for now. Copy this, put it up, and then you have to see that it connects at the right spot here. So this is a little bit tricky because there cannot be too much of a gap here. Otherwise it looks strange. So this would be one way you could create a hill that you can walk. You can try out to be more creative with spheres and with the tube. And maybe the wedge. The wedge, I think it works when you walk. When you put a wedge here, that would also work. But normally I try to stay as flat as possible when I do this. So now let's build some hills here to set the atmosphere. For the hills that you will not be able to walk, I will just use the tube tool here. Set the color to, let's set the color to gray, and let's set the material to rock. It's a little bit big now, so I can use the create tool, make it a little bit smaller. No, that's a little bit too small. Maybe let's keep it like this for now. We can still scale it. And facets, maybe just 5. And turn off the smooth tubes, and then I can build some hills over here. Look like this. Maybe some really weird hills, like boop. This would be a way you can create hills just like that. Just let them stick out like this. Can be creative here, so it's kind of a very weird hill structure that I'm building. So and for hills it could also help to turn off connect nearby tubes. Just so you can create these kind of strange hill structures in the background of this. You could of course also just select one of them and then make it a little bit bigger, just to make it a little bit less the same. So that would be, of course I'm not going into detail too much here, that will be later. So this would be my hill structure in the background that I will have. Then I will have some other hills. So let me use something else for hills now. For example, what you could also use, what works good for hills, is this diamond shape. Let's just put some, oh that's big. Just put some diamond shaped hills here. Maybe turn it around. Oh, yeah, turn it a little bit so it's more like big rocks that are somewhere here. Of course I'm going quick now. Copy this. So you have some diamond shaped hills. Let's copy some over here as well. Yeah, this works. Of course you can become more creative with this when you have more time. I'm just doing this really quickly now, so I can proceed to the next step that I'm doing. So just place this, bam. So, of course this is very straightforward here, as you see. You can do way more, like make it a little bit more tilted, make little walkways somewhere over here or whatever. Like, this is super simple setting here, what I'm doing right Okay, let's have some other shape. We can also use the hemisphere. Oh. Let's go to the grid. And we can also use hemisphere for little mountains. But let's say these mountains are now kind of grass mountains. So let's recolor them to the same green we had here and the material of grass we had before. And you can build some, maybe make them bigger here. Grass mountains here. It's like a little bit like, I think Yoshi's Island had mountains like this. Make some Yoshi's Island mountains. And yeah, maybe this will be a little bit smaller. And they are becoming smaller the closer they go to the beach area. I will have a beach area over here later. So this is just super simple, as you see. This is not some high quality work here that I'm doing. It's just a very, very simple thing. Just in order to save time. Because you probably don't want to watch this for like 30 minutes or something. And I can easily use the select here. Clone it over. Bam. Move it to the other side. So we have some kind of area, and I will finish off with some beach over here. And for this, for now, I will just use the tube and not surface, and use it as a smooth tube and connect nearby. Color yellow. Material, I think I have sand here somewhere. Should have sand. Sand, okay, let's use sand. Create. Huh? Why is this not? Okay, make it soft, and I will have some beach area down here. Just, okay. Just like that. So you can be more precise with this, of course, yeah. As you see, this is very, very so, yeah, especially here, this area. This is very, very standard. So this is just how you could make a standard landscape. You can, of course, be way more creative with that. If you're flat, you can also have things in the middle, mountains in the middle, things like that. But this would be how you can create a landscape. One way how to create it. And then, of course, this is small now. And this is not a real landscape. So if you want to put this in as a real landscape that people can walk in, you can just double tap the jump button to fly. Then use the transform, select it. And resize it. Fly away more, resize it more. Then you might want to go in and back again. Oh, it can be bigger even. So let's say this is my size I want for this now. Let's check it out. It's not super big. You could make it bigger, I would say. But it's okay for the purpose I will use now. So this would be one step how you can create a landscape. And then you want to fill it, right? So let's say we want to put some houses in there. Let's just use the props for now. No, not the props, the inventions. And find a house. So I will use a gingerbread house. I will use the gingerbread house. So we will have gingerbread houses in here now. And you can just easily go, maybe use the connector surface and just place your house. Of course this is small now. I want this to be a house that I can enter. So I will just resize it. Like this. Okay, let's not make it a house that I can enter. Let's just make it a house that is big enough, that looks nice. So this would be one way you could put houses. Just go in, put some stuff. But there's actually a maybe clone and flip one here. Whoop. The second house. This would be my little city here. The gingerbread city. You can select both of these and flip it in the other way. Well, okay. So there's my little gingerbread city here. Maybe I want to have a well in the middle. So I just go to the palette again and search for well. Do I have that? Yeah, simple well. Just put it in the middle. Oh, that's a big well. Can resize it a little bit. Have a simple small well here. And have my little city now. So what else can you do? How else can you organize your landscape and stuff? Another way to do it is if you have the macro pen open and you press both, not the finger triggers, but the grab triggers, then you see a 100 in front of you. This is the size that you yourself are, so you can squeeze it and take it apart so you become smaller. But what is way more important is, if you squeeze it together, you see the number goes up to a certain point. This is how much you can get. And now you are in like kind of guard mode. This is also a way you can plant anything you want or move things around. So let's see. Okay. You want to first spawn in something. Let's say we want to have some trees here. Let's have some simple tree model here. Spawn it in. Bam. And then if you go to the guard mode, like this, you could easily select this. Up. Copy it. Use the copy paste. Then okay, I'm still snapping the surface, and then just go around placing trees everywhere you want. Bam. Just like that. It's just like almost like painting. It's almost relaxing. Oop. So you can place whatever you want in your little world here. Yeah, let's have some trees here. Also, if you're on this mode and you want to put something somewhere else, you can use your hand again and just take it, put it somewhere else, just like that. So it's really like playing a game. Oop. Yeah, let's put this here maybe, let's put this here. Let's put some more trees over here. Okay. That's how easy it is actually. Just go around. So, yeah, if you want to leave guard mode, you just let go of your macro pen and you go back to your normal size. So this area now looks a little bit empty, doesn't it? You can put more things, but what I want to show you first. Okay, this, yeah, these colliders work quite well, so this is okay. You can go up. These colliders also work well, which is interesting. That's cool. But I think these colliders here might not work well. Let's see. Yeah, can you see that? I was just going in here and I can go through these hills. So sometimes that's why I'm telling you don't build too much with tubins, especially in areas where you want to walk. Because I can just go in this tube in here. So they have really bad colliders. Sometimes here it works. Sometimes I can just go in. And then you will have people go out of your area. So for that there's a trick that you will also be able to use when you have mountains that you want to go up to using tubins or rounded shapes or something like this. So anything you want to climb up, better use the basic shapes and not the tubins. But if you have something like this with tubins and you don't want to have people to walk into that, you have something that is called invisible collusion. Just use an invisible collusion. And this has some special features that we don't need for now, but it's basically an invisible wall that you will just see when you have your mega pen on, and you can just put this wall here. So there are some other things you can do with this, like make it a climbable wall, or even activate it just for some special people, so some people will be able to go through this wall and some others will not. But for now we can just use it. Let's maybe finish this off here in a good way. We can just basically use it to set our walls. Yeah, so I will set all the walls now around this area. So let's say we can only walk till here. I have to resize it, of course, till the end. Go a little bit down, so it's finishing up with, yeah, let's do like that. Yeah, let's just build a wall around our area here. Here we go. Be our next wall. So this is how far you can go now. And because we have tubins here as well, we might wanna copy this wall here. And put it down here. So if you want to do some water down here, you can, for example, use another, just easily put another cube. Or maybe even a glass thing. We have a and just make it super big. That just, whoa, let's just make it super big here. So this would be the water that you can see. Go as far as you want. And give it a blue, let's do a dark blue color, and if you use the material shiny metal, that should normally look like kind of some water here. Yeah, of course you can see if you want to have it like really a sea, you would have to expand it way more far than this. Okay. So what else would you need to do here? So now it looks still a little bit plain. So another option that you could do to make the landscape more lively is to actually use the tube tool. I told you before, don't use it, but now you can. To make it more lively, you can use the tube tool. I normally would turn uniform shapes off for this. Also turn snapping off, or maybe snap to surface, and put the height to a minimum. So this you can now use, for example, for creating some walkways. Make yourself bigger or smaller, whatever, and you can maybe create some streets with this. And maybe for streets I will have uniform shapes on still. So I will have a street that goes from here. Since I have activated snapping, I can just draw like that. Have a street that goes until here maybe. So just have it simple. Important is recolor it to something gray or maybe brown. Let's do brown. Let's use dirt. And I have a street. You could also use the ribbon for streets, but there's something with it that makes it really hard. Here, when you use this, you can just turn it a little bit down and then you will still have the street. It's going a little bit up, but it's okay. If you use the ribbon, you have to be really precise that it doesn't fly a little bit in over the ground or is under the ground and you can't see it anymore. So this is a better way to do it. And important here is that you go to the config, it's not the config tab. That once you created your walkway, you can see I'm glitching now when I walk this. You would have to go to edit, configure, and then set the physics mode to decoration for things like that. So this way you can walk on it and it's not in your way, so to say. So this is how you could create a street or more streets. How you can create some other landscape areas that look a little bit like, let's say we are making some creative bushes or background items or something like this. You can also use the tube tool for that. Maybe turn off the snapping fully. Make it normal size, or maybe like, yeah, make it big size, for example. Give it a greenish color, maybe a light green this time. And then in this you might want to turn off the uniform shapes. And then you can just go wherever you want and paint your bushes. Just like that. This makes it look way more creative, way more filled. You can also use this to create some dirt, for example, on the ground, if you want to have dirt on the ground. Yeah, this is basically it, how you can make your area more lively. You can of course also do this in your guard mode. Just make sure that you're not using the biggest size here, but you can create bigger things here. Even hills you would want to create. But for this it's the same. I would also suggest you, if you do these things, bushes and dirt and stuff like this, once you are done with it, go to select, config, and put it to decorational mode. And now it looks a little bit more lively now, but still, if you want to make it more lively, I have an invention. You can also create this yourself, but I have an invention that's called grass field widespread. You can find it in the shop. And if you have enough ink, you can just go around, put some grass somewhere to make it like a really lively looking thing. Of course, you can also do this yourself or put some dirt around or whatever you want. Put some objects. There's a lot of objects in the store that you can use. Okay, this is basically it. I like it now, but what I have to do now, just to finish this, you see the ink now, it's already at 20%. So I can build more, but if I want to put a lot of objects in here and stuff, it's a little bit high. How do I save ink? It's super easy. I use the select tool. Then I go around and look at what I have already. And I see, you can see the houses they are at the right spot, and the trees are also at the right spot. So what I can do, I can select things that are basically select the things that are environmental, like that you can run into. And then go to options, go to merge shapes. Okay, this does not work because of these houses. Sometimes it doesn't work to merge shapes because the creator of some object didn't allow it, but I can merge the trees, I'm sure. So if I have all the trees, go to merge. Do I still have a house selected? Okay. Go to options, merge shapes. Yeah, okay. So now they should be merged, and now I already have 2% less, as you see here. So I can do this with all the objects that have the same properties, like they are environmental. So I can not go, I can go through them. Okay. They are not environmental, but I want them to be environmental. Also, you can just afterwards select the objects again, config, and I want them to be environmental. So I can run into them, I can go through them. And this you can do with all the objects. So I have these objects now, and I could go around now, find all my trees, select all my trees, and make them all into one object. The thing is, if you do this once, then you won't easily be able to move one of the objects by itself. So you can only do this basically if you already know these are in their spot. Yeah, in the right spot. If you do this before they are in the right spot, you will have troubles. You can unmerge them, of course, but it's harder. It becomes harder to move things around once you do that. So do this merging thing when you're really ready with everything. And now I lost a little bit of ink. So sometimes, the physics mode will change when you merge different things with a different mode. So you might want to check if you still have the right mode, which would be environment for here, or Now you can see we have a little bit more ink. So the lowest thing is decorational, then comes environment, and then all the others. So yeah, this is basically it. And in the end of this, don't forget to go to this room and save. Maybe not do it just in the end, do it also in between sometimes, to save your progress. If anything goes wrong, sometimes it does backups, but I wouldn't trust on that too much. Thank you guys for watching again. As always, like and subscribe, and visit my extra room that I built to show off the things that you can do and to give you a little bit insight, especially when the circuits come up, that you can just check out, make a selfie, post it, whatever. And yeah, see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.